Hello everyone, welcome to this session of MRCOG courses. Let's start MRCOG Part 1 journey together. Hello everyone, and it's so good to see you all here in this session. Dr. Preeti, Dr. Suvedu, Dr. Urmi, Dr. Satya, Dr. Nimisha, Dr. Archana, Dr. Divya, Dr. Geeta, very warm welcome in this session. And so we are going to talk about the start or the beginning of the MRCOG Part 1 journey, and which we'll be doing, of course, together. So let's start this session. First, let me welcome you all and congratulations. Congratulations because you have overcome lot of barriers and you are here for this session. This means that you have made up your mind to go for this degree MRCOG, which is Membership of Royal College of Obstetrician and Gynecologists. And this is a gold standard degree. So many students of gynae and obs or many practitioners who are working in this field keep on building the dream of doing the MRCOG, but some barriers are there, so they are not able to take the steps right now. So, but you have overcome those and you are here. So first you deserve a huge round of applause and a big congratulations. What are the barriers which we usually encounter? I have just entered my PG. Can I apply for MRCOG Part 1? Yes, of course, dear. You can go for MRCOG Part 1. You can also go for MRCOG Part 2. For Part 3, you need 4 years of assessment of training. So 3 years are your MD, and then 1 year further as you work, you can go for the Part 3 exam. So, but Part 1 and Part 2, Part 1, this is a very good time. You have just finished your NEET PG and you are very fresh with the MBBS subjects, so you can easily go through it. Part 2, if you study gynae obs guidelines, that really helps in your curriculum. There is another group. I have been in practice for quite a few years. I left my studies few years back. Can I do? Yes, there is no age barrier. You can do it at any age whenever you want to upgrade yourself, upgrade your practices, upgrade your knowledge. This is the right platform to do so. Because you just stay at your home. All the parts are being conducted in India. So very easily you can upgrade yourself by going through this all curriculum. And let me tell you, by the end, when you finish all 3 parts, you are actually a very different practitioner. So that's the very importance of this particular degree. So there is no age bar. I have students right from 2021 to 60 years of the age. So all are doing equally well. These are few of the reviews from my champions from the previous batches.
Hi, my name is Dr. Shweta Singh. I'm a gynecologist and I took my Part 1 MRCOG in January 2022. I cleared it in the first attempt with 80% marks. This is mostly thanks to Dr. Bhavna Khera's course on MRCOG Part 1. I would highly recommend it to anyone who's struggling with the core.
So basically, you can go through the reviews in my YouTube channel. There are many students who have given this. The purpose of showing you the reviews is that when they can do, we can also do. Everybody can do. So that is the purpose of showing these candidates here, that they are not different from us. So if they can do, we can always do. So just now we are ready to take off. We have decided we are going to appear for MRCOG Part 1. So tie your seat belts and let's be ready for the takeoff. First, I'll start with the exam format. So first, whenever we are going for any exam, we need to know our exam for what we are going to prepare. So what is the exam format? Exam format, it is only conducted in English, no other language, of course, and it is totally a computer-based test. So how does this mean? There are Pearson View centers which are situated all across the country. In mostly A class and B class cities, centers are there. You can choose the center according to your convenience, whichever center is near to you. There you have to go on the center and you have to give exam on the online type, so on the computer. So that is why the important thing is you need some practice of doing all those, attempting such types of tests, and that all we do when we are actually going through it. So can you please mute? I'll mute everyone. Okay, so sorry, I've muted everyone because we needed a bit of silence. You can unmute when you want to speak or you want to ask any question. You can write in the chat box or you can unmute and speak in between. Anytime, whenever you have anything in the mind about any question, you are very much welcome to unmute and speak. So this is basically a computer-based test and there are 2 papers. So basically you have to go on the center, but it is on the computer. So you have to practice. Like those who are not very well versed with reading from the soft copies or reading on the screen and answering there, highlighting there or something like that, then we should be in a regular practice of doing that. Then this is both the papers are 100 single best answers, right? And each paper carries equal marks in your pass percentage. So 50% they will take from your paper 1 and 50% they will take from your paper 2. The total marks which come, those will decide whether you are pass or you fail, right? So this is according to, and there is no fixed pass or fail marks is there. It is according to how the students have performed in the exam, right? So it is decided after the exam, but largely it is somewhere between 65 to 68%. Sometimes it has been 63%, and on the contrary, sometimes it has been 69% as well. So for my candidates, I always say that whatever assessments we are doing, if you are scoring 75% and above, then I'm sure that you are going to do it, because we have to be on a slightly higher side when we prepare for the exam. So basically, there is a 2 papers, SBA paper 1, which is a 2.5 hours duration, means 150 minutes. And you have to solve 100 single best answers. So some practice is needed before you go for the exam, and that always helps. But mind you, there is no negative marking. So always it is recommended to answer all questions, right? So that even if you don't know, still you mark, you have a chance to gain something. But if you leave that question, you are not going to gain anything, and there is no negative marking. Then you have a lunch break, which is 1 hour, 30 minutes, or maybe depending on the centers. Then it is SBA paper 2, again 2.5 hours, 150 minutes. Number of questions are 100 single best answers. Now, what are single best answers? We all have done this many times when we were appearing in our competitive exams. So this is there is a scenario on the top, and then there are certain options. Usually you have 5 options in your question, and you have to choose one best answer. Would you like to choose the best answer for this particular question? 24-year-old presents at 27 weeks into her second pregnancy, feeling unwell with backache, fever, and rigors. She has a temperature of 39.5 degrees centigrade. Urine analysis shows leukocytes and protein plus. Her blood pressure is 80/50. Which action is most appropriate? Would you like to comment on it? Which is the most appropriate?
Admit to ICU and HDU for intravenous antibiotics and supportive care.
Yes, perfect. Perfect. This is a perfect answer, and that is the correct answer, right? We have to do other things also, but then this is the main thing which we have to do right now. This is the most appropriate one. So in single best answers, you sometimes may have 2 or 3 options very close to each other, but you have to choose the best one. Perfectly answered. Regarding CTG analysis, what is the accepted normal range for variability?
5 to 15 beats per minute.
Yes. Yes, I do have correct answers in the chat box as well. So yes, perfect. It is 5 to 15 beats per minute. Correct. So this is the concept of single best answers, right? So if you know the answer correctly, you can immediately tick that and you can get full marks. So very easy if you know. And if you don't know, then it becomes difficult because there are very close options and it becomes difficult to answer. So very perfectly answered. So this is how the pattern of the question paper is. Now, this is syllabus. What we have to cover in part 1 for preparation of part 1 exam. Paper 1 usually have questions about anatomy, biochemistry, embryology, endocrinology, epidemiology, statistics, genetics, and physiology. Paper 2 has biophysics, clinical management, data interpretation, and clinical management. Just a minute. Data interpretation, clinical management, immunology, microbiology, pathology, pharmacology. But there can be overlap between the two papers and statistics can be part of both the papers, right? So usually we have the content divided according to these subjects. So you see a long list of subjects, but we need not worry. But the most important thing is we cannot leave any subject. It is very important to cover all subjects, right? So the next step is looking at this pie diagram. So look at this. This gives you an idea of how much time you have to spend for any particular subject. What is the weightage of that subject in the question paper? Understanding this is very important because finally when we make a schedule for our study, we have to divide subjects according to the weightage they require in the exam. Now you see this blue color. This is anatomy. And this is a big chunk, huge chunk. 30 to 35% paper. 30% paper is certainly going to come from the anatomy. So 25 questions, 30 questions are from the anatomy. Anatomy is a very scoring subject. If you know which vessel, which is a branch of this or which is a branch of that is never going to change. Whatever clinical scenario that change, the branch is going to remain same. Insertion and origin of muscle is going to remain same. So this is a very fixed type of answers are there. If you know, you can easily tick and just move ahead and you can score full marks in that. So anatomy is a very scoring subject and it has a very big weightage in a paper 1. Next in weightage comes the endocrinology and physiology. They are overlapping subjects. So endocrinology and physiology, you can see the physiology here and the endocrinology here. So if I join them both, again, 30 questions will be from this. So they are again the important subject. So we have to pay attention on it. And then another big chunk comes from the statistics. You cannot leave statistics if you want to pass exam. And let me tell you, this is very easy. We are just afraid of it because we have not entered that arena. So we are just afraid of it from the outside. Once you start reading it, once you start solving the questions, you will really enjoy doing these questions. And once you score the statistics, it's for sure that you are going to pass in this paper. So statistics is a very important subject, but very enjoyable. In paper 2, again, this clinical management, data interpretation, and pathology, they together form the huge, large chunk. And they are very overlapping subjects. Why they are overlapping? If I want to read about any disease, I start from the etiopathogenesis, then I see how that disease is diagnosed, and then I go on to the management. Of course, the management in these patients, we have to read according to the RCOG guidelines. What we are doing in our practices may be different, but we have to answer the questions according to the RCOG, what RCOG wants you to treat. So when I am reading etiopathogenesis, I am reading pathology. When I am talking about the investigations, I am doing data interpretation. And when I am talking about the management, it is clinical management. So quite a lot of overlap between the three subjects. As you go through these all, you are doing actually three subjects, covering three subjects, and that makes a huge chunk of your paper too. So for paper 2, this is important. Then other small subjects like micro, pharma, biophysics, they are also there. Very often repeated questions are there from these subjects. So easily we can score in that. If we have a basic pattern in our mind, then we can tune our preparations accordingly. We don't have to waste time. We can be strategic, we can be focused, and we can plan our studies smartly. Today, the world is not about study hard. The world is about study smart. So just focus, be strategic, plan your studies according to the concept required. You will have to spend very, very less time studying for this exam, and you can do it very, very easily. Difficult modules which can bring you down. In paper 1, they are statistics. Endocrinology is also a bit tricky, and sometimes genetics can be tricky. So this is paper 1. Paper 2, clinical management. We all know management. We are into the practice, or we are into our residencies. So we are dealing with these patients on a regular basis. But the thing is, because our management is different from the RCOG, so we have to unlearn. We have to learn their management, right? So what happens when a question comes in the exam, we are so much biased by our practices that we immediately take the answer according to our scenarios. And that makes a difference. So you have to be tuned for the RCOG mindset to answer these questions properly. Similar thing with the data interpretation as also. Because in our scenarios, like we do a long list of investigations for most of the patients, but RCOG is very much focused, and they only do certain investigations for the certain patients, and accordingly you have to decide the diagnosis. So therefore, this makes a difference when we are reading. So this is paper 1 and paper 2, difficult modules which bring you down. Books recommended by the RCOG. These are the various books, which are some books in general, which cover the complete syllabus, like Tim Shard's and this all. But the pharmacology, genetics, they have recommended a separate books. Then physiology, Genong's, Harper's. We have read all these books when we were reading the our MBBS days. So if you look at all these books, you remember the horrible days when you have studied for last 5 years, and now are you going to revise them all? How do you feel looking at a long list? Of course, as I promised, I'll make your journey very, very smooth. So as we move in, we'll certainly make this a very comfortable flight for you. How we help? Our study time is just 60 hours, and you can cover full course. So it is achieve success in 70% less time is our motto. So how we do this? First, instead of the long list, recommended reading by us is only one book. On the left side, revision notes for MRCOG part 1. This is the Bible. This book is written in points, so you might find it reading difficult. And of course, even you don't have to read this book completely. Only 60% or 70% is required, because once we guide you how to read and what to follow, then you can just go over and just look at the points. That's enough. Nothing to be done beyond that. This book is a huge book, Essential Revision Guide. This is a very big book, very fat book, as we used to have our Robbins and all. So this book, some people, they want to keep it as a book for the reference purposes. Like if you are doing a self-study, you may need to go back and check, because as I mentioned, Oxford Revision Notes gives you in points. So sometimes when it is difficult to understand the points, then you need the revision guide. So if you are doing a self-study, you can keep these two books handy, right? Because revision notes, certainly you will feel a problem while studying. But if you are following with us, then in videos already everything is explained. So you will never need this essential revision guide. Then there are question banks, there are question books, there is Andrew Sizer, there is 400 SBA. Then there are certain question answers which are given by MRCOG, e-learning sources, strategy. And then there are certain question banks available in the market like Pass MRCOG. With us, we include all the questions in our question banks. So again, you don't have to go in a separate directions. Just follow one question bank and everything will be done. So how our course prepares you for the beautiful destination. And this is also an orientation for all our students present today, that how we will be going with the course, right? You have been provided with your course calendar for July, August, and September. So if you have read that course calendar, then we have mentioned about the video sessions. We have mentioned about the live session. Then I have mentioned about the worksheets, and then we have mentioned about the test or the assessment. For every subject, there are 4 columns when you look at your calendar. So in video sessions are sent, there are uploaded videos. In live sessions, we will be meeting like we are meeting today. It will be a completely interactive session, live sessions. Then there are summaries. All the summaries are provided to you in the soft copy form. PDF, already those who have enrolled with us, they received the email. And in that email, there is a Google Drive link which contain all your PDF summaries. And then there are question worksheets which we'll be sending as the days are marked on your calendar for the worksheets. And then final assessment will be there, which is timed assessment to give you a complete practice how the exam is conducted. So our part will be first start with listening to uploaded videos. So how you have to go step by step, whatever videos are being provided to you, first start with listening to uploaded videos. Mind you, these are YouTube links and you have to log in through your Gmail ID, which you have provided to us. Okay. So once you log in into the YouTube through your Gmail ID, you will have access to your videos and start listening to them. Most of the videos are almost 30-35 minutes duration. Some are a bit smaller or some may be a bit longer as well. So how you can utilize these videos? I know everybody has a hectic schedule. So you can, while you are working in your workspaces, like any females who are working in their kitchens or males, wherever they are working, they can just plug in into the ear. If you are not driving yourself and you are just commuting, then also you can listen to those videos. So small videos, you can keep on listening them again and again so that things keep on fixing on your minds. In all the videos, there you will see a red arrow, or I have specified that this slide is very important for the question. Question is going to come from this particular slide. Just pay your attention on those things, slightly more attention on those things. Because if I say that this question is going to come from here, it is almost 90% sure that question is going to come from there, right? So this is how you have to focus on your videos. And they are very simple videos, mind you. And once you will read, you will really love listening it again and again. If you are doing any physical workout or something like that, whatever activities you are doing, just plug in. And that the videos will do their own work. Then we meet here in the live session. We do a certain part of that subject in a live session. The purpose of introducing the live session here is so that the path is not a simple e-learning process. It is a guided tour. I can meet you, I can guide you. We can stay in a particular schedule. And of course, we keep on interacting with each other. Of course, we are a family. We are going to work together. So we have to be in interaction with each other. So that is the purpose of live sessions. But don't worry, if you miss live sessions, they are recorded too. And you will receive the recordings. Then, as I said, I'll give you the worksheets, which have questions from various sources, from the MRCOG sources, from the previous papers, or from the very useful question banks, or for the important points which have appeared again and again in the exam. It also covers all the books. So worksheets we will cover. They will be simple forms with links are there, which you can open anytime in your mobile, your tablet, or your computer, so user friendly. And you can just do, like, you have time only for 5 questions. You can do 5 questions and just stop. And then whenever you get further time, you do more. As you get time, you can keep on doing. So start with the video sessions, read the PDFs provided to you, solve the questions, and we do question practice in Telegram group as well at night around 10 or 10:30. Twice a week at least, so that we just meet and do the discussions. So every time when we interact, you can ask your queries, or the group is open. You can ask your queries anytime. You can text me the queries as well. I also keep on putting the Calendly links with which you can book your appointment, and you can we can have a regular meeting. And sometimes you can also call me. Just a small request, you can take a time prior to that, and then we can talk. Okay, so I'm always available for your help throughout. Once we have gone through this path, achieved, and you become a student star. This is how now we are going to start with the anatomy. So like on 20th July, we are going to give you a video session 1, 22nd video session 2. You see, we are doing on alternate days. So if you have to listen a 30-40 minutes video on an alternate day, I think it's very, very easy, and you can easily do that. This orientation is for January the session MRCOG part 1. No, I am just talking about, like, exam format is going to remain same. So everything, syllabus, etc. is going to remain same. For our course, there is nothing like for which exam you are preparing, because our course has unlimited access. So once you enroll with us, you remain there till you pass the exam, till you plan to appear the exam. So whether you join today, or you join after 3 months, or you join after 6 months, it is going to remain a same charge. So you can be in a group reading slowly. And once you decide that I want to appear in January, you can appear in January. If you decide I want to prepare for July, you can appear in July. That's absolutely your choice. Your access remains the same, and fees remains the same as well. I hope I answered your question, right? Dr. Nimisha, it's okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, madam. I have a question.
Yeah.
I just want to know that if I miss the video session due to some emergency work or something else, can I again see it, or there will be any link?
As I said, your access is will remain for always. You can always go back, click it, and listen to it anytime. Yes.
Okay, thank you
It is
so much.
very much user friendly, because I know that at this point of time, everybody has a family, everybody has a work life. There are huge responsibilities on your shoulders. So program is planned in a way that it gives you a full flexibility of choosing your options.
Okay,
Right?
okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Okay, so this is how the video sessions. Only thing why I am mentioning the dates here, or I'm explaining you like this, because you need a schedule to go, right? If I just give you that, okay, these are 6 videos, go and listen in 10-15 days, many of you might get lost, right? Because we have many priorities in your life. But if I give you a task, if I break a big task into the smaller tasks, then it is more likely that you can achieve a goal. You have a task that you have to listen a video in 2 days. More likely you will achieve that goal. Rather than if I say that these are 6 videos and listen them in 15 days. They are just going to lie there, and on last day you will open up and try to listen all 6. So that is not my purpose. My purpose is I have to give information in small chunks so that they go deep into your mind. That is why the videos are created. I'm not taking a 3 hours long session, because I want that these small informations should go in your mind. Even our live sessions also, I'll try to make it only 1 hour, so that you are attentive in that session and you don't have to go much beyond your limits to spare that time, right? So this is divided into the small parts. Like this, you will get your video sessions. Then we have a live session. Then after the live session, also I have given you 2-3 days break. I will give you worksheets in between these video sessions, right? So that whenever you have a time, you can solve the questions. No, never I'm going to fix a day for any particular thing. It is open. You can do it on your own convenience. Assessment is on 4th August. Again, this does not mean that if you don't attempt the assessment on 4th, you will miss that. No, link will remain open. You can do it later also, but it is just that it becomes a scheduled tour, right? So that you try to meet the boundaries and you just don't go haywire in this. So therefore the dates are decided, right? So this is how we are going to cover all the subject in first 4 months. Then last 2 months will be dedicated to past papers and revisions, right? So revisions and recalls largely are covered in last 2 months. Again, already recalls we will be covering in these sessions and these worksheets and assessment, but we will then do them subject wise again, right? Because they are the most important part of exam preparation. And the RCOG question bank is also very important, so which we already cover in our worksheets. So this way we are going to cover all the subjects, and by exam you have one mock test before you go for the exam. 7 to 10 days before we do a mock test, so that you are now fully prepared. When you go to exam, you actually do not feel that you are looking at this exam paper for the very first time, because you have gone through a drill which has prepared you, and you look at a paper and it feels that it is very much similar that we have been doing for last few days. How you can get maximum benefit with this? Be with the schedule. Try to be slightly consistent. 30 minutes you can spare every day. If at all you are not able to do so, try to spare 2 hours or 3 hours on the weekend, Saturday or Sunday, where whatever day, like you have any off day, then you can fix that amount of time for that. Try to participate in group practice. As I said, we do Telegram group questions twice a week in the night. Try to do that, because see, in group practice, what happens when I'm posting questions, you are answering. So your brainstorming is happening, right? You are triggering yourself to answer the question. And then if any mistake is made, then we discuss about it, like why it is so, why it is not so. So that point itself gets fixed in your mind. And then when in exam you see a similar question, it just comes out, right? MRCOG preparation is not something which you can do in class 2 days. It is a good way of practicing is that you just keep on adding small information in your mind regularly, so that finally when the day comes, that information just peeps out and you can answer the question. Listen to videos and read summary PDFs and solve the questions. So it's largely a 3-step process. First step is videos. Second step is whatever summaries, PDFs we are providing, just go through them and solve the questions. This is a 3-step process for success, and this has been absolutely tested with 17 batches of excellence we have been running for last 5 years. And why our batches, maybe you may be seeing other groups where maybe more number of batches are there, because we don't if you take a course for 3 months, then also my course will remain same. I don't decrease it, I don't increase it, right? It is not a long course, it is not a short course, it is simple course. You can do this in 15 days, as you saw. The candidate, she mentioned that she had just read in 15 days. You can do this in 6 months. That's absolutely your choice. The number of hours you will have to spend accordingly in your day. Because this is a tested syllabus, so I don't change it. I just change it whenever I need upgrading according to new recommendations. But the pattern remains the same, because this is absolutely tested with 100% pass rate. So there are no short courses, no long courses, no 6 months, no 3 months. Whenever you join me, this is the course. Then there are coping strategies, which are very much required, and group gives you this benefit. As we all are tied up into multiple issues, so sometimes some problem with the kids, some problem with the family, sometimes the workplace, something or the other things keeps on happening in the life. So this is not a part of life for many of us when we are just bolting the door and reading it and nobody is going to disturb us. Many of us has crossed those barriers. So I'm not going to tell you to get over it. I'm going to help you get through it, right? So I'm not saying that they will not come. Challenges will be there, but together we will handle it. So with group, we have coping strategies. This is an additional benefit. So with us, we can assure you a safe landing, and hope you enjoyed the flight with me today. How our course is going to run. These are certain important dates if you are planning for the January. I think this is the wrong slide I have put up. It is 16th January 2024 when the exam is scheduled. So for that, we have to submit our eligibility deadline is in September, and in October it is expression of interest deadline. If you have not yet registered yourself in the RCOG registration and eligibility submission, then I have created a video. I'll post that or we'll send you in your mail the same video link. You can go through it and you can at least create your account with the RCOG, and eligibility application you can do. That does not require any like planning that you are planning for January or July, because once you have to do eligibility application, once it is done forever. So if you have ever like thinking of appearing for the exam, do submit your eligibility application. I'll send that video link to all of you who have registered for this webinar, and you can just go through it and do a step-by-step process and submit your eligibility applications. Some of the frequently asked questions I'm going to take here, and then you can ask your questions, whatever you have in your mind. So these are frequently asked questions, what people ask us, what books I need to buy. You don't have to buy any book. All the book PDFs are provided. And as I said, we are going much beyond books, and we are covering everything in our PDFs and worksheets. So even the Oxford revision and all these PDFs are also provided to you. So you don't have to buy any other reading material. No question banks, no books, no nothing. Everything is provided. What you teach in course is sufficient to pass, or shall I search for other material? I won't answer, my students will answer, right? So as you see that it is mentioned that every bit of teaching, tips and tricks, the slides, whatever you mentioned, so they are all a part of what comes in the exam. Are we going to cover past papers in course? Yes. Again, you can see the reviews of our recall sessions. 90 to 95% questions are from the teaching, and recalls mostly and from your class notes. Everything was in the paper. So reviews speak themselves. We don't have to tell you that what we cover and what we not cover. I have busy schedule. What if I miss live sessions? No way. I've already told you everything is recorded, and the access will remain till you yourself log out. It will remain forever with you. How can I ask my queries? So there is a constant support. Whenever I had any doubts or anything, you were just a message away. So we are always there. You can always interact with us in sessions in Telegram group, which is active throughout, and you can text me, chat with me, call me, or whatever way in meetings we can schedule. So I'm always there to answer your queries. Any technical glitches, we have a full-fledged support technical team which helps you throughout whenever you face any issues. Any questions? You are most welcome.
Ma'am, this live session, the video sessions are live sessions?
Video sessions are the recorded videos, which link will be given, and then you can listen to it anytime. Live session is like we are doing this session now. Already that has been marked in your calendar when we are going to have a live session. So you can block your time and date accordingly. Link will be posted in the group and also will be sent on your mail like we did today. You got link on your mail as well as in the group. So same way you can join the session and we can talk. And again, this session is being recorded. So if you miss the session, you can go back and listen to recording.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Any more questions from anyone? Okay, I think there is a channel. Ma'am, as it is not a fixed course, if we take course now and will be able to complete syllabus. Oh, I already told you in 4 months we are going to complete the syllabus, and next 2 months are for the revision. So we are perfectly in time for the January exam. After January exam, like we are starting right now for the January, we'll start again the same pattern for the July exam. So those who remain with us for a longer period of time, they will be repeating it again and again. Okay. But every time it is according to the exam. Previously, when there was a September exam, we were planning according to that also. But now there is no September exam. Now we have only 2 exams, January exam and July exam. So that's how it is. Not fixing the limit of the course is actually helpful to the students, because what happens if something happens, you are preparing for the January, something happens at your work or in your family, and then somebody is not able to appear for the exam, or sometimes you don't get a center of your choice or something like that, then your whole fees get wasted, because now your course is over and for next 6 months you have to study on your own. So therefore, we have kept it unlimited, looking at the unpredictable scenarios all around. Thank you so much, Dr. Divya. You want MRCPI, OPGI, so basically part 1 is same. Once you do part 1, then you don't have to appear in MRCPI part 1. This exam you can appear. And then directly you can appear for the part 2 MRCPI, which is again a written exam. And then there is a OSCE exam in that also. MRCPI also covers largely the same guidelines, but there are some Irish guidelines as well, which you have to read in addition to this when you appear for the MRCPI. But part 1 is same. Part 1, MRCOG part 1 you don't have to appear in MRCPI part 1. But if you appear in MRCPI part 1, then you have to appear separately in MRCOG part 1. But what people usually do is they appear in MRCOG part 1 so that both the directions remain open for them. They can go ahead with the MRCOG part 2 as well as MRCPI part 2. Yeah, most welcome. Welcome, Dr. Divya. Any more questions from anyone? It's been long since MBBS. Is it possible to remember? Yes, it's my duty to make you remember, right? I'm going to drill things in your mind. So just leave on it. As I said, what I am saying is just follow the schedule. If I'm saying that you have to complete these videos, just plug them in your ear, right? So that's how it is. It's going to work miracles. Course charges are 17,299 INR, or if somebody is from outside India, it is $199 US. That's it. And it will remain valid till you yourself leave the group after passing exam. And of course, after thanking me. So everything is included in that. Thank you, Dr. Preeti. Thank you, Dr. Suvendu. Yes. Anything else? So those who want to enroll, they can just text me, although many are students already. So basically, we are going to put our 100%, just you also put, and we are ready towards the success. This is my contact number. Those who want to enroll, you can just take a picture or a screenshot and save the number. And you have to fill one registration form and do a transaction. And within 24 hours, you will get a complete access. From 20th, we are starting our sessions, right? So as I said, you joined today, you joined 3 months prior to exam, you joined me 15 days prior to exam. It is one and the same thing. So why not join today? That's it. You can follow us on our social media handles. We are on Instagram as MRCOG Courses Official, on Facebook, MRCOG Courses by Bhavna Khera, on YouTube, Bhavna Khera Gaini. You can go through many more videos which I have prepared for the MRCOG candidates. And we have Telegram groups, MRCOG Courses Part 1 community and Part 2 community. So do join us, even if you are planning sometimes later in future. Ma'am, I'm in Oman. So the link I will send you will have the payment. It is in INR, but when you pay, when you swipe your credit card, your currency, equivalent currency will be deducted. So we have a link for our international candidates, with which you can pay from your home itself. Thank you, Dr. Nasreen. Dr. Geeta, I hope I answered your question.
Ma'am, this PDF formats and worksheets will be sent through Google link or in Telegram?
PDF link is already shared to you in your mail. The mail we sent to you when you joined, but we'll again post the link in the group, and worksheet links also I'll be all posting in the group, and also we'll send you through the mails.
Okay, ma'am.
Don't worry, we'll not let you miss anything. We keep on hammering. Keep on checking whether everybody is doing or not doing. Is it only by credit card? If you want a bank transfer, you can do that also. I'll share the details with you. You can do online bank transfer to the account as well. But usually people prefer by credit card because they can do it from their home. So that's how it is. But we have both the options. Whatever you need is fine. Yeah. I'll share both the options to you. You can choose whatever is comfortable for you. Okay. Any more questions? So can we close the session today? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Hope you all enjoyed the session. Thank you so much for
it was very informative, ma'am.
Welcome, very much welcome. And you will further enjoy the sessions as well. I'm quite sure about it. So let's walk together and achieve this dream which have been pending for quite a long time for many of us. Thank you so much for your patient listening.
Thank you.
Thank you.